Hello and welcome to this unit for this Toeic preparation course. The unit that has to do with pronouns. So we're going to study a lot of pronouns. To understand this, I need you to know that there are certain rules I want you to follow. And once you do follow them, you're going to understand and find out that getting the answer is going to be one of the easiest things. So let us start with the pronouns. There are several kinds of pronouns. We have subject pronouns, object pronouns, possessive adjectives, possessive pronouns, and reflexive pronouns. So let us start with the subject pronouns. The words I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. The first rule we are going to learn here is that with subject pronoun, I'm going to write it here better. With a subject pronoun, we need a verb. Rule number 1. You say, I love. This is the subject pronoun, and this is the verb. For object pronouns, the words me, you, him, her, it, us, you, and them, there is this rule. Verb plus object pronoun. An example is, I love her. Her is an object pronoun, so we can say that object pronouns come after verbs. The third rule has to do with possessive adjectives. The words my, your, his, her, its, our, your, and their. We can say about possessive adjectives that they usually come, I'm going to write it here, possessive adjectives, they usually come before nouns. So you can say, my book, his house, and the words book and house are nouns. Another important rule for us to understand is that if we have a verb before a space, and after the space we have a noun, the word that can only come in the middle is a possessive adjective. For example, love, and then we can talk about family. We know love is a verb, but since we have a noun after the space, which is here, I cannot place love and then after I cannot say love him family. That would be wrong. I need to look for a possessive adjective. And the possessive adjective is his. So I can say, I love his family. I cannot say, I love him family. But I have to say again, I love his family. The following rule is related to the possessive pronouns. The words mine, yours, his, hers, not used for it, ours, yours, and theirs. Number 1. We use possessive pronouns after the verb to be. So we can say be plus possessive pronouns. Example: this book is mine. I'm using the first possessive pronoun. That car is hers. Which is this one? The second rule is this. As pronouns, they can come before verbs, as subject pronouns do. So you can say, for example, mine is better. Mine is a possessive pronoun, and is the verb to be. So it is still a verb. For example, your computer works, but mine doesn't. I can say work, but it would be redundant. Your computer works, but mine doesn't. This is the possessive adjective, but this is the possessive pronoun. The possessive pronoun is also used, rule number 3, after prepositions. For example, your house is similar to mine. Or your paperwork or your book is the same as hers. Finally, we can talk about reflexive pronouns. For reflexive pronouns, words such as myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. There are 2 rules. First, we can have a reflexive pronoun after a verb, and the reflexive pronoun has to be the same, be in the same line as the subject pronoun. For instance, I love myself. I and myself are equivalent. I cannot say I love herself. I have to say she loves herself. And reflexive pronouns are usually used after the preposition by. By myself, by yourself, by himself, by herself, etc. With this information in mind, we can try to do some exercises, like in this case. It says, those who have questions concerning fringe benefits are advised to consult. Consult. To consult is a verb. Employee book is a noun. If we have a verb and a noun, here we need to have a possessive adjective. Which is the possessive adjective in this case? The word there. You can try next. And we have this. The two divisions have unveiled. That's a verb. And then we have the word plan, which is a noun. Again, if we have a verb and a noun in the middle, we need a possessive adjective. The possessive adjective from these words is the word there. The two divisions have unveiled their plan. Then we can do next. This is easier. You have the preposition by, so we can say Mr. Rodriguez appears to be the only person in our team who can finish the survey by himself. What do we have here? We have children help. Help is a verb. At is a preposition. There's nothing we can do. So after a verb, we can have an object pronoun. Let us check up. It seems that laborers in underdeveloped countries would rather have their children help them at work than enroll them in school. In this exercise, we have the word behalf. It is an expression, so we can say on one's behalf. One's refers to possessive adjectives. So we have to say on my behalf, on your behalf, on his behalf, in this case on my behalf. That again is a fixed expression that we need to know this way. There are other two fixed expressions that we'll check up as we progress. In this exercise we have protect. Against is a preposition. There's nothing I can do there, but here I have a verb. In here I have I'm gonna call it here a subject pronoun. So I have a subject pronoun, then I have a verb. That means I can look for a reflexive pronoun to say to help you protect yourself. You're going to protect yourself. The website sponsored by the City Monitoring Committee will help you protect yourself against internet threats. Let us try next. In this case, we have a preposition and we have a noun. System is a noun. And before nouns, we can have possessive adjectives. The possessive adjective from the options is option D. Considering the failure of our system to offer adequate support, etc. In this exercise, we have the preposition by, So we need to know the person. It is a woman. It should be by herself. And we can continue. This one says, most of the employees are entitled to a maximum of 1 hour for a lunch break, depending on, and then we have assigned work schedule. The word on is a preposition. If you have prepositions, you are very likely to have a noun either here or here. Assigned work schedule is a noun. My schedule, your work schedule, or your assigned work schedule. And if you have a noun, you are going to look for an adjective, which in this case is going to be a possessive adjective. So that's why our answer is option A, depending on their assigned work schedule. And we click on next. Another fixed expression we have here to understand is this: own one's own, meaning doing something by yourself, for example. One's own means that we need to use the possessive adjective. So we can say on my own, on your own, on his own, on her own. In this case, on their own. Again, it is a fixed expression that you're going to know. In this exercise, we have a verb, submit, application, which is a noun, and a verb. So here, I'm going to have an adjective. It is going to be a possessive adjective. The possessive adjective in this case is your. To say, so please submit your application. The sentence we have here has a comma, so I can forget about it. The first sentence. And in here, will ship is a verb. So we need a personal pronoun. And the personal pronoun from here is we. Now, in this exercise, we have the word motivated and hardworking employees. That's a person, a noun person. If it is a noun person, I'm going to need an adjective. The adjective is the word it's, the possessive adjective. All we want to say in this sentence is, the head of the marketing department attributed success in the overseas market to its motivated and hardworking employees, a group of people. Now, in this case, habitually answers is a verb, an action. If I have a verb before, I'm going to need a personal pronoun. That's why my answer is she. She habitually answers incoming phone calls, etc., etc. Now here, we have the word carry, which is a verb, and the word liability insurance. Liability ends in T, that is a noun. Insurance ends in ans, it is a noun. And if we have a verb and a noun in the middle, as you probably know by now, we need a possessive adjective, and the possessive adjective is the first option. here it is the same expression we saw recently. Own, one's own. And this should be a possessive adjective. The possessive adjective is your own to make the phrase complete. So it would be like, if you have difficulty preparing for a presentation on your own, ask for help. What do we have here? Capable is an adjective. Before adjectives, we have nothing according to the rules. So we have has proved. Proved is a verb. Before, I can find a noun, and this noun can be replaced by it because we can see it is ETB Electronics. That's a company that it can be. That can be changed by it. So I have it plus verb. So I can have a reflexive pronoun. And that would be itself. ETB Electronics has proved itself capable of achieving impressive revenues just in the first quarter. What we do next? In this case, with is a preposition and work experience is a noun. So here I need an adjective, which is going to be a possessive adjective. The possessive adjective is the option D. Mr. Gonzalez with his work experience. Now, in this exercise, we have a verb. So we need a personal pronoun. And the four options are personal pronouns. So we need to refer to it here. Business owners, that means they. So business owners should think about what they can do for the public. Then here, in this sentence, we have because. Is a connector, we don't need it here. To move, and we. So, personal pronoun, verb, reflexive pronoun. So the option is A. After comparing several estimates, we decided to move ourselves. Now, in this exercise, we have the preposition by, which simplifies the exercise itself. By using this preposition, we can find the answer very quickly to say, John attended the conference by himself. So in this exercise, we are going to match the pronoun that best suits the sentence. The first candidate's qualifications are superior to those of the second candidate. Here, we can forget about the first part because there's a comma. And here, we have a verb. This verb needs a personal pronoun, and since the verb is singular, the answer can only be option D. In this exercise, submit is a verb, annual budget is a noun, so we need a possessive adjective. The possessive adjective from the options is the option B. All department heads should submit their annual budget estimates. In this exercise, we have because, which is a linker. There's nothing we can do with the linker in this topic. Car is a noun, so we're going to look for a possessive adjective. And the possessive adjective is option A. Mr. Bermudez was late for work because his car broke down. In this exercise, we can see as task to send. Send is a verb, so I need an object pronoun. The object pronoun from the choices given is option C. To say, asked us to send her a copy. And then we have this one. In here, we have another preposition, but there is nothing here. There is no noun. So I am not going to look for an adjective, for a possessive adjective. Prepositions also, as you probably saw at the beginning, work well with prepositions also agree with possessive pronouns. It is part of the rule that I explained at the beginning, and it would be this, to say, since her work is compatible with mine. Then we can try next. Here it is. I have a comma. I'm going to forget about this. Comes is a verb. This verb is in third person. And we have four personal pronouns. So I'm going to have to look which of them refers to the ones expressed and presented here. This special travel package is a thing. So it comes because it is a thing, an object. Now here, but is a linker. We don't need linkers in this topic. Have is a verb. So I need a personal pronoun. So my answer choice is C. To say they have already established themselves. And I can try next. Again, there is a comma. In here, we have a verb, so we need a possessive pronoun. We need a personal pronoun. And the personal pronoun is option D. To say, he remained. In this exercise, the word by gives me an idea of choosing a reflexive pronoun, but if I look at them, there is no reflexive pronoun. So I'm going to look at this part. Immediate supervisors. Immediate supervisors is a noun, is a person. So I am going to need a possessive adjective. And the possessive adjective here is option A. They're immediate supervisors. Finally, we have this exercise. I found, I'm going to forget about the comma. Here is a comma. I found, so here I can either have a reflexive pronoun or an object pronoun. There are no reflexive pronouns. Well, there is one, but it doesn't agree with the first person. I cannot say, I found himself. I should say, for instance, even though it doesn't make that much of sense here, I found myself. Because they have to have this correlation. So that is not the answer. Then my answer is the object pronoun. I found him to be. And then in this final exercise, about is a preposition. Scheduled rooms is a noun. Before nouns, we're going to use possessive adjectives. And the possessive adjective is option D. And this is how the topic finishes. I hope you understood the rules and you can use them in your exercises. Bye-bye.